Hi everyone, my name is Claude.
And I'm Clinton, and we're the Lamest Defenders. On today's feature, we're going to go over a Buzzfeed article that asked their commenters to go over all of their unpopular opinions of the MCU.
Oh, and it's good.
And we're here to correct 99% of them.
Let's go.
Welcome back. So we're going to start off with their first point, which says Thanos was valid. They said the Earth is overpopulated, we're running out of natural resources, blah, blah, blah. I feel more importantly, as I was the one who's most recently traveled and been in a major airport, Thanos is absolutely right. We need not one snap, maybe probably two, just to make sure. So.
Two for those thoughts.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's good.
Be gone, thoughts.
Starting off good.
Yeah, 10 seconds we got to cut already. All
right. So for the next point, the riveting BuzzFeed community said Captain America is overrated.
Yeah, basically, and too, sorry not to cut you off, but he was also his ideals are out of place. What? It doesn't.
Yeah, and they're just saying he's basically a crappy superhero.
Yeah.
It was so 1940s, which I mean is the character. And,
yeah.
I mean he's supposed to be corny. He's a man out of time. So
yeah,
that was
that's
pretty
his
stupid.
biggest thing.
Yeah.
It was he throws a shield around. Yeah, but also men and women would run through walls for him too.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a leadership ability that is really unmatched in the MCU.
His physical prowess too. I mean, if he can go one-on-one with Thor, Iron Man, who's in this.
Yeah, he can wield Thor's hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me he's.
Whatever.
I'm about to. So their points continue with Scarlet. Scarlet Witch is the strongest Avenger, which we're kind of in agreement on that one. She is pretty powerful. She almost beat
Thanos
by himself
a few times. Infinity War, I mean, she held him off.
Yeah, and Endgame too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to argue with the point on that one. So it's all right, we'll concede on that.
And people might say, "Oh, Captain Marvel is the strongest," but I mean, in reality,
I
I think Scarlet Witch is probably number one.
Probably, yeah. So, I agree with that.
The next one is Tony Stark is kind of awful. I mean,
I don't get that. I mean, he realized that he sold weapons and that he was killing people, so he changed. I don't understand that.
One might make the argument in Civil War that he's kind of an ass.
Well, they say his actions led to Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
But his exactly words, he wanted a shield around the globe.
Yeah.
So it wasn't coming from a point of malice. This was, he had altruistic intentions.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why he's kind of awful. That's completely unfair.
Some of his ethics might have been off when he did some of these creations, and in Endgame he kind of blamed Captain America. He's like, I wanted a suit of armor around the world to help protect us against something like this. And you know what, that could have worked out. It's just he didn't go the right way of doing some of those things.
Another point of theirs is Mark Ruffalo is the worst Bruce Banner. They're even comparing the Ang Lee Hulk, Eric Bana. I want to say his name. He's worse than him. Which that guy was, you could watch paint drying on a wall and have more charisma than that.
That guy's a good actor, though.
He is. Eric Bana's a great actor.
That was just a horrible movie.
Yeah, Ang Lee had no direction for him on that one.
Right.
The worst Bruce Banner, though, is a bit extreme. Yeah. I thought he was great.
I mean, there's only a couple of them.
Yeah.
Really.
Eric Bana, Mark Ruffalo, and
Edward
Norton.
Yeah, in terms of the movies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Edward Norton to me is the definitive Bruce Banner.
Sure.
But I'm not saying Mark Ruffalo was bad by any means.
I thought he was great in Ragnarok.
He was amazing.
He was great.
Yeah, I loved him.
Yeah.
The next one was Civil War. Didn't receive enough credit, which is so stupid.
I don't know who these people are.
Yeah. I think they saw these movies with their boyfriends or girlfriends. They're like, I'm ready to comment and have my voice heard.
Ooh, I got something to say. Let me get in there. Yeah.
It was just, for anybody to say Civil War didn't receive enough credit, obviously didn't really follow any news about Marvel whatsoever, because it did impact all the movies going forward.
Yeah, it affected Endgame. And another point is, Infinity War was better than Endgame, which is pretty obvious. Like that's I agree with that.
No, so do I.
And
I was worried you're going.
No, I didn't agree with their point. Like Endgame had no action until the very end.
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, because it had to set everything up. Like half of the planet, half the existence was wiped out. You have to figure out how to fix that. You can't just be like pen particles. Like, you have to figure that out. Like, they took their time and set it up.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
So the next one was Peter Quill is the worst. Okay, cool. I mean, he's an immature man-child, and he really messed up Infinity War, but I mean...
We can't possibly relate with that.
No. It's just, I wouldn't say he's the worst.
No. I mean, his dad is a celestial ego, so he has some potential there. Like, he's not just a pure human.
Right. Like every MCU character or Marvel character in general, he's got flaws.
Age of Ultron is better than people think. This actually split the panel.
Yeah.
This down the middle. I fully agree with that. I thought it was much better than people dumped on it so much for it. I mean, sure, it's not great, but it wasn't as bad as...
It's not a bad movie. I mean, it's an average movie to me. I think it would have been amazing if Joss Whedon was allowed to do the things that he wanted to do, and one of the reasons that caused some creative issues was that Marvel creative panel that Disney went away with because they're really screwing up Kevin Feige's vision. My biggest problem with that movie is, well, one of them was why is Hulk getting mind controlled every movie?
That was, that at that point that was a bit much.
Yeah, in Age of Ultron, he got pink eye and then he's like, ah. So the next one is Groot is overrated. According to who? I mean, it's Groot.
I don't understand where it's overrated.
I think maybe this person might have seen too many toys and they're like, eh.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the guy literally sacrificed himself for the team. Like, that's... I don't understand how that's overrated.
Besides Captain America, I would say Groot is probably more so like the most pure-hearted character.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely. That's a very fair point.
Maybe not teenager.
I was going to say, even when he's an obnoxious teenager.
Yeah.
Bruce and Natasha are a good couple, but they weren't given a chance to really explore.
Hide the zucchini.
Yeah. I feel like that's fair because even in Age of Ultron, they weren't explored as a relationship. It's like, oh, all of a sudden this is happening now.
It was rushed.
Okay. Yeah, it was just, and then that was it. It's like, oh, okay. So we follow up with that. Black Widow is a boring character.
I'd agree.
Yeah, she wasn't really a spy as much as I would have liked in these movies.
They wasted her.
They really did.
And that's why we have a solo Black Widow movie, which should have happened years ago.
At least 5 years ago.
Definitely before Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. She was a spy in Iron Man 2, basically, and the first 20 minutes of the Avengers movie. And that was it.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, that, no more. That was a bummer. Like, oh, in Civil War.
Yeah.
She was a spy in Civil War as well, just a little bit. But yeah, she was such an underused character, which is a tragedy.
Right.
Nebula should have killed Thanos because of the years of torture she endured under him. She should have been the one to deliver the final blow. Yeah, maybe. What was she going to do? Snap her fingers?
Yeah.
Was she going to take the gauntlet? So I
hated this one because it shouldn't. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I mean, just the fact knowing that he's gone should be enough. I feel like.
Well, one of their in the comics, like she's a villain.
Yeah.
I mean, she really messed things up, especially in Xandar. She basically destroyed a lot of things going on with that with the Nova Corps. Gets decimated. She's like basically a blob in Infinity Gauntlet, and one of their points for the MCU is like, oh, she's such a developed character, but a majority of her times on the screen was just her she's just constantly yelling, and then like finally in Endgame she kind of goes somewhere, and
she had a great mini arc, I feel, in Endgame. Like,
it took her forever to do it, but I mean, it was just I don't know.
Bucky should have been Cap, not Falcon. I agree with this to a point, but Winter Soldier was still fighting the effects of that mind control, so you can't have
somebody that symbolizes America and he's kind of on edge.
Exactly. You can't have him be a Manchurian candidate and all of a sudden, like, oh, he's going to kill the president.
Yeah.
No, that's not going to work.
No, I think Falcon was a logical choice.
He was a logical choice. He was a good choice.
Yeah.
Bucky is a great character. He's going to continue to be a great character. I don't think he's ever going to be Captain America. That's okay.
I think he might get the chance someday. Maybe if they do a season 2, Winter Soldier and the Falcon or something. Yeah. I don't know what happens. So it'd be interesting to see. I just want to see how they design his suit, because that looked really cool in the comics.
Yeah, for sure. Hawkeye should have died instead of Black Widow. With Hawkeye's character arc in Endgame, kind of agree with that, actually. He was, as Ronin, he was so dark and just outright killing people.
Right.
That, I mean, granted, they were bad guys and they deserved to go, but it's also like, do you get to say who does that?
Right.
So,
I would have liked to see that better, I feel like, because the Black Widow movie to me seems too little too late. And then it's just like, hopefully this movie will matter that she's in. But 20 was the all-female scene felt forced.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Going on.
MCU's Spider-Man is actually Miles Morales' story. And Disney got them both wrong.
Oh, man. This
I'll wait.
This boils my buttons. It's just so stupid because Spider-Man, like Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the ultimate version of Peter Parker. And in the comics, Miles Morales replaces that ultimate version of Peter Parker because he dies. And Miles Morales and Peter Parker, they're around the same age. They're still angsty teenagers. I mean, they're quirky, they're nerdy, and they're kind of social outcasts anyway. So this person obviously doesn't know either one of the characters, and they might have watched Spider-Verse once. So this one hurt reading that. And
that seems really rather uninformed.
On
that, just like, but his parents are dead still.
They're completely different characters.
Yeah, I don't understand it. They say like Disney ruined both chances for both characters to eventually come to the MCU.
Just so stupid.
I don't think they did.
No, it's obvious. They're probably going to eventually introduce Miles Morales.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, as long as Sony, if they renegotiate some things.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's all we have for this feature, guys. This one was definitely a fun one for us to do because it was so stupid.
Got our blood boiling a little bit.
Yeah, Buzzfeed read. But thanks for watching this one, and we have some more Marvel goodies for you guys coming up.
Yeah, some comic reviews coming up on Wednesday.
Thanks, guys. Stay lame.